Okay. So, where are we? Hold on. There we go. So, like I said, we're up to our next level of. Cindy, you probably can turn off the speaker. There we go. So you don't have to hear me because you can hear me from here. So we're going to add an extra step to our equations. This is pretty much the last step that we need to learn. Expanding brackets. Also, no, sorry, there's one more. There's fractions as well. So the second last step that we're going to learn. Expanding brackets. They're exactly the same as when we did them with algebra. Hopefully we still remember how to do these. 5 times x, so 5 times x, which becomes 5x. And then we do 5 times 2. 5 times 2, which is 10. So if I had the question which said 5x plus 2 equals 45, I expand. 5 times x is 5x. Then you do the next arrow, 5 times 2, which is plus 10. And then look how easy this looks. Exactly what we've been doing for the last few weeks now. How do I get rid of the plus 10? You minus 10, you minus 10. And then how do I get rid of the 5? You're going to divide by 5, which means x equals to 9. Anyone have any questions for that one there? So it's more the first line that's really important. Adele, does that all make sense?
Yeah, a bit.
You remember the bracket expanding? From algebra? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yep, 5 times x, 5 times 2. Yep, someone have a question?
Wouldn't it be 35 over 5? Because 45 makes 10.
Thank you. 45 minus 10, 35, 35 over 5. So you can tell I'm not looking at these answers that I've already got here, but thanks. Okay, let's do another one. Again, it'll be minus 3 times, so negative 3 times 2m. Negative 3 times 2m is negative 6m. Negative 3 times negative 15, so the next arrow. Negative and a negative makes a positive, and then 3 times 15 is 45, equals to 18. Then what do we do to the plus 45? Bring it to the other side, minus 45, and then you're left with negative 6m equals negative 27. 18 take away 45 is negative 27. Then you divide by negative 6 on both sides, and you should end up with 4.5. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is everything after we expand, is exactly what you're used to. So you're not trying to learn everything again. You're just trying to learn the first line. So let's have a look at a few questions. So let's look at question 1. Cindy, can you tell me what to do with this one here? 3 times what? 3 times x, which becomes 3x, plus 3 times 2, which is 6, good job, equals 45. Then we're going to bring the 6 over. 3x equals 45, take away 6, 39, and then divide by 3. X equals 13. Good job. Didn't mean to stop you drinking, sorry. X equals 13. Perfect. All right. Anyone have any questions? Because I'm going to speed it up. Okay. Let's try question 5. Let's go with Zara. Let's do question 5.
It becomes 5p plus 40.
5p plus 40 equals?
35.
Equals 75. Yep. That's okay. And then you're going to take away 40.
Which equals 25.
Yep. So on. Is it dead? Looks like it's dead. Yep, I think I did. All right, close the program. So we were at, nope, wrong one. We're at this one, we said 5p plus 40 equals 75, and then subtract 40 from both sides. So I get that, and then
You divided by 5.
divided by 5, which equals to 7. Good work. Adele, can you help me out with question 8, please?
So
Negative 7
-7.
times 15,
Yeah.
which is negative 105,
Yep.
and then
Um.
negative 7 times what?
Times h.
Times negative h.
Negative h.
And then what does the two negatives make? Negative and negative makes a
Positive.
positive. 7 what?
7h.
Good job. Equals
50. 56.
Yep, and then we're trying to solve for h, of course, that's the idea.
H.
What do I get rid of? The number, that's by itself.
Oh, it's positive.
It's going to become a positive, good job. 56 plus 105 is 161. And then now what are you going to do?
Now you gotta divide it by 5.
What?
By 7.
By 7. Where'd you get 5 from? I don't see
I have
5.
no idea.
I don't know. Oh, don't tell me. Just like, okay, we're going to wait for this one. I think I'm writing too fast for the program to pick it up. And that's what it looks like.
Oh.
This has never happened before. It's obviously not crashing the computer, so it's obviously just the program. And if it does it one more time, which it looks like it is going to, please. Yep. Awesome. All right. There you go. I'll start to write slower. But you had it right. So what did we have? We had 7h equals 161, if I'm not wrong. And then we're going to divide by 7. And whatever that simplifies to. Can you tell me the simplified answer, Adele, on your calculator?
Yeah. 23.
23? Perfect. Thank you. One more, question 16. Let's go with Elijah. Question 16, please.
Alright, so it'd be negative 10, 2
Negative
times
10.
5.
2 times 5, negative 10. Yep.
It's negative 2 times negative 3a, which is negative 6a. I mean, just 6a, sorry.
Positive, yeah, good job. Positive 6a equals 56.
Then it's 6a minus 56, so it's just 50. And
Wait. Take your time. Hold on.
Good.
I keep the 6a. I agree with you. What are you going to do with this minus 10?
You minus it with the 56.
You know it's not meant to be minus. Come on, you guys. We're trying to get it to the other side.
Oh, you plus it.
Yes. You shouldn't still be doing minuses by now. Equals 66. And then it's multiplied, so you go to do the opposite.
Then
8
it's
equals
11.
11. Good man. Be careful. Let's make sure. Let's do another one. Question 20. What is in front of the negative? What's in front of the bracket and
Oh.
and behind the negative? So what's in between
A
these?
1.
A 1. Good. So when I expand this, what's negative 1 times 5y?
Negative 5y.
Negative 5y, and then negative 1 times negative 18.
Negative 18. Oh, just say positive 18.
Is it positive or negative?
Oh, positive.
Positive. Look, let me just tell you guys something, because I know you're still learning all of this, but if you write this and continue doing this math, it's fine, but you guys got to understand you're going to get 0. So that very first step is really important for you to do it slowly so you don't make these kind of mistakes. You won't make these mistakes as you get older. So like in year 10, hopefully by then you would have learned these, so you wouldn't keep making these mistakes. But you've got to understand, as you're still learning these, if you can say, I mean, yeah, if I forgot this negative by accident and made it into a positive AQ, you can still do the math. But unfortunately, you're going to lose marks because you're careless with the negatives. And it's very simple to just go, oh, it's a negative or a positive or whatever. So just take your time. All right, next line. What are you going to do now, Elijah, with this plus 18?
You minus it with the 37.
Good job. So 37 take away 18. That sounds like it'll be 15 if I'm not wrong. Nope, I am probably wrong. Yep, I'm wrong. 19?
19.
19. And then y equals?
Will that be 3.4?
Yeah, 3 point something, or you can tell me 19 on
5.
negative 5. And that becomes about, like you said, 3.4. No. There's a remainder of 4. So 4 over 5 is 8, 3.8.
Okay.
Just be careful that it's 3, remainder of 4. But remainder of 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 is 0.8. So be careful, it's not 3.4, negative 3.8, but you use your calculator for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? Cindy, any questions? All right, done, I think. Let's look at the harder ones, which would be 2 brackets. But I think you guys understand what I'm going to do. There's 2 brackets. You're going to expand this bracket. There it is. You're going to expand this bracket. There it is. And then when you've got letters on both sides, that's exactly what we were doing last week. You bring your letters to one side, you circle your number, you bring your number to the other side. So again, as you can see, it's not that it's harder, just one extra step. So let's do 5 of these. Okay. Question 1. 5 bracket m plus 1 equals 7 bracket m minus 1. Okay, my first line, I expand my brackets. So 5 times m, 5m, plus 5 times 1, 5, equals 7 times m, 7m. 7 times negative 1, negative 7. And look how everything's in line. Then, if you want your 7m on this side, you want your 5 on this side. So numbers on one side, or letters on one side, numbers on the other side. Yep. So 5 take away 7, 5 take away 7, negative 2m. Negative 2, not positive, right? Negative 7, take away another 5, negative 12. So what I've done is I've minus 5 there, and I've minus 7m there. That's essentially what you've done. Any questions? No, pretty straightforward. And then divide by -2. So m equals 6. So you can tell, really, this is what we did last week, and obviously this is what we've done like now 2 or 3 weeks ago. So if you've learned each of those previous steps, then we've just added one extra step, and then everything else continues as follows. So nothing else should really change. Question 2, and that's actually how it's going to be every year. Year 9, Year 10, Year 11, Year 12, university. All we're going to keep doing is just adding one extra step on top. But your foundations are always going to be there. So to get it to the final line, you need to know all of the things we've done. But next year, let's say you're going to add an extra step, and then the year after you would add an extra few steps. So not that it's hard. Question 2, who wants to give it a shot? 8p minus 1 equals 3p plus 3. Who wants to do that with me? To see if they understand this. Yep.
Did you guys expand?
Yes, you've got to get a bit closer to the mic. I can barely just hear you. But yep, expand.
Yeah, expand it.
Yep. So tell me what's the answer to 8 times p?
8p
Minus.
negative 8 negative
Well,
1.
I've already got it, the negative there, so I knew that was a minus. Yep, got 8. Cool. Next.
And 3p plus 9.
Beautiful. And then again, we've got this problem where we've got our p's on both sides, which we can't have. We've got numbers on both sides, which we can't have. So circle, let's circle this 3p, we bring it here. And what do I circle here?
Negative 8.
Yeah, good job for saying negative, thank you. Negative 8. But not just 8, the negative, always what's in front of it as well. All right, then when you're going to bring this 3p to this side, you're obviously subtracting. So 8p, take away 3p becomes?
5p
Equals 9,
plus
which equals?
17.
And then of course, you're one step away.
5p divided by 5 on both sides.
Yeah, divide by 5 by both sides. Done. 17 over?
5.
Very good job. That was amazing. Simple, huh? In your exam, worth 1, 2, 3 marks. So it's a pretty serious question. All right. Question 3. Let's try that. Who wants to try question 3? Question 3. 3m plus 6, 6m minus 1. 3 bracket m plus 6 equals 6 bracket m minus 1. Who wants to see if they can understand this one?
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
So you would do 3m plus 18
Yep.
equals 6m minus 6.
And then
And then you would have to bring the 6 over to the left, 6m over to the left side, so that would be, and the 18 to the right side. So that would be 3m minus 6m.
3m minus 6m, which is negative 3m, equals
Minus 6 plus 18.
Careful, always do the opposite.
Minus 18, yeah.
Minus 18, and then that becomes minus 24.
And then you would do minus 3 on both sides, which would be positive 8.
Yeah, you divide by negative 3 on
Oh,
both
yeah.
sides. You just said you'll do minus 3 on both sides. Be careful, you've got to divide by negative, which becomes positive 8. Good. So I think this is what I usually tell most of my students. I'm like, look, if you guys can answer these questions, then you can forget about all the 1-step, 2-step, 3-step equations, because this involves everything. So the ones you really want to focus on are the hardest questions, because if you can do the hardest ones now, then you know The rest of these, which are the easier style questions, you should be pretty happy with. Question 4. Let's hear it from the guys, maybe one of the guys. Question 4. 5 bracket h plus 2 equals 3 bracket h minus 1. Someone? We've only got Elijah and Matthew. Matthew, let's go. Talk
I
to
just
us.
got in here. I don't know what to do.
Oh,
I'll
just
try it though.
you gave it all to Elijah. You saw? You want to help him out then? Go, Matt. Try.
I'll try to work it out. Shouldn't it be 5h plus 2 equals
Ooh.
3h minus 1?
You were close. Elijah, what should have been? 5h plus
10.
plus 10. Matt, it's going to be 5 times 2 as well. And then
Okay.
you said 3h, which is right, minus,
And then, 3.
yes, correct. 3 times 1 is 3. And now when you're at this stage, Matt, what are you
And
going to do?
then 5h minus 3h gives you 2h. Then bring the 10 over to the negative 3. And then you minus the 10, which should give you negative 13. And then 2 equals negative 13. And then 13 over 2 should equal you.
That's it.
Yeah.
We like to leave things in improper fractions. I've said that to you guys before. Try to avoid mixed numerals and try to avoid decimal places. But good job, Matt.
Okay.
Just that
Okay,
first
thank
you got wrong. Look at this one here. 3 times p, 3p, 3 times 3, 9. 8 times p, 8p, 8 times 1, negative 8 or negative 1. So yeah,
Alright.
be careful.
Yeah.
But that's good.
Okay.
All right, then I'll leave question 5. Actually, Adele, question 5, please.
Yes.
Let's just make sure. Question 5. Take your time with it. 6, 2 minus d. 6.
So,
Wait. Let me just write it all down. And I'll guide you through it. 9, d minus 4. All right, here we go.
so 6 times 2 is 62.
No, you can't say that.
Oh, wait,
You
no.
can only say that with letters. 6 times 2 is?
Oh! I thought it was a letter.
That's okay.
Is 12.
Well, now, minus 6 times d is?
60.
That's the one. Equals?
90. 5 or 3 or 36. What?
9 times 4. What's 9?
Oh! I was doing
36.
90.
9 times 4, 36. Okay, what are you going to do now?
We're going to do
Okay, tell me what to circle. Out of all of these 4 numbers, tell me what you want to circle and then I'll tell you where you're going to move it.
it's D.
Say it again.
It's D.
6D, this one? Okay, yes. So move this one over to this side. So now you've got your D's on the right hand side. Then you've got you can't circle the 12 because you already circled one on this side. So we're going to circle which number here?
36.
Yep, you're going to circle 36 and you're going to bring it to the left side this time. So then you're going to do 12 plus 36. And what about this one? 9D
Plus 6D.
Good job. Done. All right, now let's write it down here. Equals 9 plus 6, 15D. 12 plus 36, 48. And then, Adele, you're literally one line away. We want to just find D. How do I get rid of this 15?
Isn't it cross? Oh,
You plus it by 48? Oh no, you 48 it?
Divide by 15.
Oh. Is
Multiplied, you divide
3
by...
remainder 3.
Yeah. The answer I'm not worried about too much. It's the method.
Oh.
Okay, let's do it. Let's maybe do another one. Let's try question 20. All right, let's go again. 4 times 7x,
21x.
28x,
Oh, 28.
4 times 5,
20,
6 times 4, x,
24, and
x,
then 12.
and then negative 12. Okay, back to the same problem. What do you want to circle?
20,
And then on this side,
24x,
good, so you understand that. That's perfect. And then, of course, 28x minus 24, and then minus 12. What should it be? What 20? Minus 20?
plus
Yeah, good. Equals, keep it in line, equals. What is minus 12 plus 20? Negative 12 plus 20.
8,
Good job. And then what's 28x? Take away 24x.
4,
For what?
4x,
Good job. And then again, look what you have. You've got 4x. How do I get rid of this 4?
divided by 8.
You divide it by the 8. Good. See, that was good. Write it all down, Adele. So you've got that. That was good. And then we're going to move on. Good job. We've got one thing left to do, which is fractions, and equations is done. That's great. You will. All right, Adele, ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So exactly the same thing, nothing new to learn here. We'll do that in a second. Fractions. I might just do the hardest fractions that we've got, because if you obviously can do the hardest ones, then you understand what to do with the easy ones. Okay, here. Again, I'll give you guys an opportunity before I start. Anyone feel like they know how to do question 1?
Would you make the would you make the 3 and 4 the same denominator?
Okay, that's how you've been taught. Yes. I will say yes to that.
Sam,
Yes.
would you, because it's y over 3, to get y just by itself, or would you divide it by 3 and 4?
Would you divide it by 3?
I mean times, sorry.
Yeah, so what would you times this one by?
3.
Not exactly.
So it would be 3y plus 4y equals 7.
No. But you're very close, and that's what I want to do. So Matt, what you said is the correct way to do it. It's what you're going to be taught at school. The problem is I don't like slow methods. And that one there that you just said is going to be a bit slow. So it's not wrong, Matt. You can do what you just said, but I think what I'm about to teach you guys, it's a lot more efficient, and 2, we're actually going to get rid of fractions in our first line. So after this, which is the question, we're actually not going to even see any more fractions. I'm still, I had the year 11s yesterday, and I'm still teaching the year 11s this. So these year 11 students, some year 11 students still haven't mastered how to do this. Year 11, and they still don't know what to do. Yeah, Cindy's pretty much seeing it on the board, some stuff. So please, learn it now. It'll save you a lot of time down in the future. Maybe Zara, do you remember how to do this? I would have taught it to you. Do you remember it at all? What I would have said?
I don't know.
You just remember the common denominator way? Maybe?
No, didn't you teach me to times the denominators together?
Yes, correct. And?
And the numerators?
Kind of close. You're close.
Will you add the numerators and times the
you're close.
denominators?
All right, let's look at it. Here we go. So, y on 3 plus y on 4 equals 7. Very straightforward. I'll show you the way I want you to. I might write down something here. Hold on. No. Do you want to just sit here with Cindy? Yeah. Yeah, done. Y on 3 plus. Sorry? Yeah, leave the column just come in. Y on 3 plus y on 4 equals 7. So let me write down what I want you guys to the quote that I want you to remember. Cover the denominator, multiply by the other. So cover the denominator, multiply by the other. It sounds confusing, but I want you to say it. Cover the denominator, multiply by the other. Times, if you want to make it an easier word, you could say times. Times by the other. Cover the denominator, times the other. So I chose that particular sentence because it kind of rhymes. I'm no Shakespeare, but I tried to make you guys remember something. All right, cover the denominator, times by the other. So if I've got y over 3 plus y over 4 equals 7, the way it works is you cover this denominator. Yeah, just the next one. Or if you want behind it or whatever's comfortable. There we go. Cover that denominator, multiply that by the other denominator. By the other denominator. So cover that, multiply that by the other denominator, which would be 4. So you're going to go y times 4. Do we understand that? You get that? So I've covered this denominator. I multiply by the other denominator, which is the 4. So let's do that again. So technically, with your finger, you would just cover that denominator. You'll multiply the top one by the other denominator. What's the other denominator? So 3 times y. And then we've got equals. So far, everyone's with me? So obviously in my exam, I can't show this to you guys, but I'll be covering this little 3 here with my finger, and then I'll look at it like, yep, there's a 4 there. So multiply that one by 4. I'll cover this with my finger, I'll be like, yep, it's gone. The only thing I should see is still a 3. Then when I'm up to the 7, what's underneath the 7? What's 7's denominator? 1. So remember, there's still a 1 there. So you technically cover the 1, which is, doesn't matter, it's not there. What's the other denominators? 3 and 4. So it's going to be 7 times 3 times 4. And that's it. No fractions. So before I move on, does it make sense? This first line. To you two, yes. Guys at home, Matt, you said you've done this already. You said, common denominator. I'm doing it a little bit differently. Does it make sense what I've just done, Matt? Matt,
Yeah, it does.
you sure? We'll do
Yeah,
more. We'll do
'cause
more.
I've
Do you have any questions about this?
yesterday with my no, I did this with my tutor yesterday. So not tutor, with my teacher yesterday.
Exactly like this. This first line.
Oh,
No.
not that first line.
Yeah, I know it can't because I know there's no
Right.
teachers that would allow this. Like, they would not teach this because
Yeah.
in a class of 30 students, you're going to have some students that are going to be high, some students that are low. So they're not really allowed to teach this. I teach it because all of you guys are pretty much at the same level. So I can do that.
Yeah.
So I know there's no one that can teach this. Even up to year 12 level, they just don't. Yeah. It's faster because there's no fractions. Zara, you remember this? Cover the denominator times the other?
A little bit.
Okay, so then pretty much all we're going to do is what? 4y, 4 times y is 4y, 3 times y is 3y, 7 times 3 times 4 is 84. And then 4y plus 3y is 7y. Right, simplify these. 7y, and then obviously divide by 7, y equals 12. Any questions?
Sam, just really
Yes.
quickly,
Yep.
3 plus y before. How come you did on the first line you did y times 4? Isn't it 3? Like would you get the same answer if you just do 3 times y and 4? Because like, how come it's not in order?
Because that's how you do it. Follow this sentence. Cover this denominator.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I see.
Multiply by
Yeah.
the other denominator. So it's not meant to be in order. All right, let's do question 2. You'll see it as we do question 2. Maybe you guys should write that down as an example, and then we're going to do question 2 as well. Can you see from the screen? Yeah. Okay. Question 2. Are we ready to move on? Matt, did you write it down?
Yeah.
All right. Let's try question 2. So Matt, cover the denominator, multiply by the other. So what are you going to times this one by?
3 times x
3 times
plus 2 times x equal 12 plus 3 plus 2
times.
times.
So as you start to learn it, you'll hear some people say this. Cross multiply. So 3 times x, 2 times x. Can we see that? 3x, 2x. And then they go, this 2 and 3, bring it over here. So some kids can see it that way. That's great. Otherwise, this will never fail you. Cover, multiply by the other. That becomes 3x plus 2x is 5x. 12 times 2 times 3 is 12 times 6, 72. X equals 72 on 5. Okay. Let's try another one. Maybe, anyway, anyone having any issues from this line down? Like how to add 3 plus 2 is 5. You having problems there? And then dividing. So if we've got no issues, then what I might do just to speed it up, we'll do just from just the first line. We'll see if we can all get the first line. Okay? And I'll do it on the sheet. So if we can all do the first line, then we can officially say we're done. What's happening? Okay. All right, let's start with Maya. Tell me your first one. Question 3. So y on 3 plus y on 8 equals 11. We only want the first line. So it's going to be y times what? Y times? So it'll be 8y plus 3y equals 11 times the two denominators. So 11 times 8 times 3. Like that. Right? So 8 times y, 3 times y, this one's going to have both of them. Because you cover its denominator, then the other denominators are 3 and 8 still. So that would be your first line, and then we just simplify that. Cindy, tell me the next one. What would it be? Question 4. 9x minus 4x equals 5 times 9. And then again, we will simplify that and continue. All right, next. Chloe, tell me what would you do with this one?
You do x times 7.
So 7x minus 4x equals,
12 times 4 times 7.
see how quick we can do these? No fractions. Hopefully, you guys are never going to be afraid of fractions again. They're simple. I've just showed you a technique to never have fractions. Andrea, question 6.
M went
Times.
to
So 3m. Yep.
3m
Plus.
plus 2m,
2m equals
10 times 3 times 2.
negative 3 times negative 10 times 3 times 2. Good job. I'll continue them in a second. Who else? Matt. Let's do question 7.
You do 6 times a plus plus 2 times a equals 4 times 6 times 2.
Yep. You think you're getting the hang of these?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, I'm not doing common denominator, so your teacher does that. Don't get them confused. With your teacher's
Okay.
method, you probably have an extra line or two on top of this. We're just doing it straight away. Question 8. Gracia, maybe Elijah. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Gracia, try question 8. Maybe Mike's not working. Elijah,
Hello?
question 8.
Yeah? Oh, okay. So you do 2 times h,
2h plus
5h
5h equals
was 14. That would
times.
be times 2 times 5.
Easy. Let's just finish it off since we're here to make sure. 2h plus 5h,
7h.
7h equals 140. And then h equals
So it's 2?
20. Close.
20.
So 14 over 7 is 2. Put to 0.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm not worried. I don't think I should be worried. Should I be worried about the next
No.
few steps? If you know the first line, everything else should be nice and easy.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure we can do it for this. Question 20. Who should we give that to? Samadi, question 20, please.
You would do, it would be
You can do it slowly. You
5
don't
times 4h.
you got to do this one first.
Okay, so 7h times 9.
7h times 9. Yep. Minus
4h times 5.
4h times 5. So you do the left one first if it's minus. Because if you don't, then you're going to get your it's going to be the difference of 2 take away 1 compared to 1 take away 2. The answers are different.
Okay.
So with adding, it doesn't matter the order. 2h or 5h, it doesn't really matter. But with subtracting, it's important that this one goes first and then this one second. All right, equals 43
times by 5 times by 9.
Too easy. 63h. 7 times 9 is 63. 4 times 5 is 20. 43 times 5 times 9. 43 times 45. From the top of my head. Ugh.
1,935.
Right, yeah. 1935. Cool. 43. H equals 1935. And then H equals 45. Should confirm it.
Sorry?
It's wrong.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I just did it from what I can see. It's right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Done. Then we should only have the inequalities, which is not for us right now. Simultaneous, which is definitely not for us. And some problem solving, which I would like to do. But let's do a bit of revision, just to make sure. So, I'm going to get you guys doing this right now. Get your books out, get your papers out. A little bit of a mini test before your test next week.